What's up? What's up? Let's come and join me for our live for today, which I am so excited. Of course, I have my tea and I have Silver Needles tea, which are actually the ends of green tea, like the twigs of green tea, which I love, and I love a green tea. However, it's going to be a great day. And because I am in Hawaii, it's only mid-afternoon for me. However, this may be the end of the day for anyone else, especially if you're on the East Coast, or in Europe, it would be nighttime. And I experienced something today that led me to this message. And I had a thought of just what it takes to become something. And oftentimes within interpersonal relationships or with dating, these things come up. And I thought, what does it take to be rich? What does that even mean? I love a nice rich dessert. In fact, I'm thawing out some bananas that I had received from a friend of mine to make some delicious banana bread. And I love a rich dessert. And to me, a rich dessert means filling and cream. Yes, exactly, because your name is Rich. That's exactly what rich is. Yes. And then I thought, well, what about if that actually stood for something? So in this case, rich stands for something. And during the course of this, you will understand what it means. So what does it mean? And I'm going to tell you now, because you can be rich. It sounds like one of these infomercials, which I used to love to watch. I'm a child of the 80s, and I would get up early Saturday mornings and watch the Ron Popeil dehydrator or the Ron Popeil rotisserie cooker, and they would have the chicken roasting or some screwdriver, and you would see the guy with the screwdriver, it would fall out of his hands. But yes, rich with the 2 thumbs up, it's you. How do you become rich? How are you already rich? And what does it take to be rich? And yesterday I spoke about what it takes to become your own hero. What does it take to be your own hero? And we spoke about it. It takes H, help. How can you help yourself? E, entertain. Entertaining the thought of what it is that you want or what you would like to become or where you want to move to, whatever it is. And then we got to R, which means release, to release whatever no longer serves you. And Midnight Rider said you're already rich because you won the Powerball back in 2012, which is fantastic. And if you still have those riches, you have survived more than 99% of the other lottery winners, because within 10 years, they've usually exhausted their winnings. But to become that hero, how to help yourself, entertain that life, release what no longer serves you, and be open. Be open to the possibilities. Be open to what's new. Be open to that new way of life. And now we're on to being rich, and not rich that's in the live currently. How are we rich already? And I love that. I love the hearts and I love the peace signs. Let's start with the first letter of how to be rich, which is to be resourceful. To be resourceful. And how are we resourceful? Well, for me, when I think of being resourceful, I think of the other things I can utilize when I need it. For me to be resourceful means that I know people that I can call on when I need something, when I need a favor, when I need some help, when I need someone to listen to me. For me to be resourceful is to utilize the resources I already have, the skills I have. Maybe to be resourceful is to understand that I may need to gain new knowledge. But to be resourceful is to use the resources that you have. And to be reminded that we always do have resources, even though sometimes we're not always cognizant of that. I spoke a couple weeks ago about a new tire being shipped in because I currently live in Hawaii, where certain resources aren't always readily available. So while I am, yes, utilize your resources, while I'm waiting for this tire to be delivered, I said, well, I have a bike. I'll hop on my bike because I'm near everything that I need to do. So instead of saying, oh, geez, I can call Uber, I can do this, I can utilize the other resource of transport, which would be my bike. So the first step in becoming rich is to know your resources. Hi, how are you? What resources do you have currently? What resources can you call on? What resources do you need to call in? Is there something new that you need to learn? Is there a skill that you need to acquire? Is there something more that you need to be resourceful? Because resources are always around us, but it's not until we stop and think, what resources do we have? Thank you. I actually have the color of the lipstick around if anyone wants to know the color of the lipstick. And thank you, Shane, because I have utilized my resources. I typically go to the same red every time, or there's one other color, but I said, I have all these lipsticks. Every day I'm going to wear a different lipstick because I forget about what I have. I forget that I have favorites, and now I may be able to find new favorites. Thank you, Rich. So my personal resource in this time is trying a different lipstick every day that you will see, that you will be able to see. And that's a great resource because outside of this lipstick, within life, we often fall into these things that we just know is always there. But when we're open and available to utilize other resources, to utilize new skills, to utilize something that we don't always reach for, we may just discover a new favorite. We may discover something that we actually want to incorporate into our daily life. And why not? Why always wear the same thing? I'll wear all colors, Shane. I'm open and available to every color. Let's see what works for today. So to start with, becoming rich within ourselves, rich within our experience, rich within this time that we have here. Let's start with our resources. Knowing what resource we currently have now, utilizing the resources that are available to us, and knowing that resources can always be updated. There is no harm in finding a new resource. I love my green tea. So, now we're well into our journey of becoming rich. And we've started with R. which is the first letter in the word rich, by assessing our resources, by assessing what we have available, and by asking what exactly can we utilize that would make us shine brighter. Now let's go on to R. So we know resources. We know the resources we have. We're aware of the resources we can call in. And we now know what resources do we need to acquire. What books do we need to read? What skills do we need to pick up? Who do we need to speak to acquire new resources? We have the resources now. Now let's go on to I, which is independent. However, independent, not in the thought of I'm standing here all by myself, I can do it myself. That can be it. However, in this case, it's not. In this case, this independence is truly within our thought. And I'm thinking of this because often friends will come to me and say, Hope, can you help me out with this? I was going to go and do XYZ, but I'm wondering what you would think. No, in this respect, if you truly seek to become rich, I want you to be completely independent in thought and stand firm in the thoughts that you have. Now, what does that mean? That means when you have a thought, when you pick out something, trust it. Trust your independent thought. Trust your choice. Without the influx of, I want to make sure someone else may like this, or I want to see what they may think. No. Stand within your independence, within your independent choice, within your independent thought, and trust it. You see, when we're on a path of fully being rich within ourselves, it is within ourselves. And often we want that security of someone else's thought to uphold ours. And I am here to share with you, no. Stand within your independent choice. Stand within your independent thought. Stand in your independent style. Anyone who has been in my lives, and hopefully you were on my live 2 weeks ago when I shaved off all my hair, that was a truly independent thought. That's not a thought that I ran across anyone else. That is not something that I checked to see, is someone going to like this or will they not? Will they suggest something else to me or should I go do it? No. Because within my independent thought, I'm confident within that. And it's something that inspires me. Because I can take my independent thought or my independent choice and say it's good enough for me. I don't need approval of anyone else. In fact, the only approval I need is for myself. So I stand firm in that. I stand firm in knowing I made this choice. I stand by this choice. And it is my choice without the influx of anyone else. That brings a cadence of freedom. That brings a cadence of security. Because when you start making your own independent thoughts, without running it past your best friends or your family members or someone that you value, you begin to build yourself. You begin to beat at the cadence of your own drum. And when you stop looking for that outside influence, you will only refer to yourself as your defining factor. And that brings a an element that is indescribable. So to become rich, we first started with analyzing our resources. Analyzing the resources within ourselves. Analyzing the resources that we need to maybe implement. And knowing that our resources will carry us. And then we carried on into I, which is independence. Independence, truly trusting your thought, truly trusting your choice, truly trusting your method and your way of doing, without the influx of running it by someone else. Because you're worthy of it. It's within you. So now let's go on to the C in rich, which is my favorite. It is my favorite. I often speak of this word because I'm full of it. And it is confidence. R was our resources. I is independence. And C is confidence. To fully be rich, you have to flow in confidence. And what is confidence? The definition of confidence is the belief in oneself or the belief in something. When you truly believe in yourself, nothing else matters. Because you know you matter. Your thought, your action, your project, your words, your spirit, your soul, that's what matters. And confidence can build worlds. I remember when I first had the thought of becoming a flight attendant, which I was for about 15 years. And I was at my hairdresser, my childhood hairdresser, and I had told her, I'm going to become a flight attendant. She was like, that's great, Hope. Yeah, I'd love that for you. And I was confident that I would. I didn't know the how. And in all actuality, the how is not important. But I knew I would. I knew I would become a flight attendant. Thank you, Pony Girl Native American. I am Native American as well, so we have something in common. Thank you. I am of the Choctaw tribe, which I speak about often. So thank you. And 2 weeks later, I said, guess what, Angel? I'm going off into flight attendant training. She said, Hope, that is amazing. You did not even a month ago, you said you were going to become a flight attendant. And now you come and you say, oh yeah, now I'm going to flight attendant training. She said, you constantly speak these things and then you just do them. And the beauty behind that was I was confident that it would happen. I did not know how. Yes, you did hear a rooster. I live in Hawaii and there's roosters all around and I feed the roosters daily. So they're outside probably wanting some of the meal that I had last night. So yes, you did hear a rooster. Often it is a sign of confirmation as well. If I have a thought and I hear a rooster, I say, oh, that's confirmation. So yes, there's roosters. There are lots of chickens with the cute little chicks. And there is a lot of animals that are around, which I love. Which also brings me confidence. I feed the roosters every day because my belief, often from my Native American ancestry, as I said, I am Choctaw Native American. I believe that's an ancestor. I believe it's a symbol of good luck. Yes, I'm originally from Central California, which is farmland. However, it's Hawaii has some of that similarity to me. There's something about hearing the roosters. There's something about walking outside with confidence and picking a mango for are. Hope says you are. And yes, that's my name, but think about it. If that definition of hope says you're worthy of being there, then nothing else can tell you that you aren't worthy of being there. You're supposed to be there. Maybe someone needs you there, and maybe they need to see you in that space. Maybe they need to hear that vibration of your voice that only you emit. Maybe they just need to feel the goodness of what you bring. Maybe you need to experience the freedom of, yeah, I belong. And I belong because I say so. Not for anything else, because I say so. I get to determine. And that's what being rich is. You get to determine, not anyone else. I don't care what you say. And I often say that. I don't care. I care. I don't care, but I care because I deemed it so. Who are you to tell me what I'm worthy of? Who are you to tell me what spaces I can occupy? Who are you to tell me anything? I'm the only one that is able to tell me what I'm able to do. And that's the richness within ourselves that we can unlock. That we should challenge ourselves to unlock. That we know that we have the key to unlock. So take that richness. Take the R, which is the resource. Take the I, which is the independence of thought, the independence of feeling, the independence of just what you are in this moment. Take the C, the confidence. Take the H, the honesty, and allow it to make the key that unlocks the richness that is you. Because once you open that door, boy, it gets good. It looks good. It feels good. It is good. It's what you're actually supposed to feel all the time. Imagine that. Imagine this experience you're supposed to enjoy. Not, I don't like this, man. What am I? No. Imagine actually feeling good in this experience. Because you told yourself you could. Maybe that's the secret. Good evening, James. Nice to see you. And I saw your comments on the YouTube video. Thank you. So, to be rich means to are. Be resourceful. Utilize your resources. Find resources that you need. Unlock the new resources or the old resources that have always been within you. To be rich means to have the I, the independence in your thought. The independence that you can do whatever you choose to do because you're worthy of it. Not asking, do you like this? Maybe I want to do this. Do you think I could do that? No, you told yourself you can do it. You are independent enough to achieve it. Then you go on to the C, the confidence within you. Build it. Know it. Show up confidently. Show up as the being that you are, knowing that you are free to occupy every space because you were born to. And complete it with that H, the honesty. That honesty of showing up as yourself, speaking as yourself, speaking your true thought. And feeling the richness. That is you. That's the beauty in life. That's the beauty in you. And that's the beauty to unlock. And unlock it. Unlock it. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to say, you know what, Hope? I took all of that and I said, I'm going to do this. And I did it. And I'm coming back to tell you. Because we're all here to aid each other in some way. So when your success comes, or the feeling of completion comes, or the feeling of achievement comes, come back and share your story. You never know how that may help someone, or inspire someone, or aid someone. Because it does, and it will. And that's what I'm here to do twice a day. Come and deliver the good news to you. That's why my name is Hope. Thank you. Yeah, independence in your thought. How often do we have a thought, or we have something we want to do and we run it past someone and they say, I want to do that? Well, so what? That's you. Having that independence, and yes, I'm going to do it because it's me. It's independently me. Sure, that's great. You don't have to tell it to someone. And if you do, and they say, I don't like it, that's okay too. A lot of times people are speaking their limitations. So what? Detach from that. Detach from that. There's so much richness and fullness and life in us that we sometimes stifle for the comfort of others, for the fear of how others may perceive us. I've done it. I know. That's why I speak about it. Even me, as confident as I am. So I know we all have felt it. And that's okay. It's a part of it. But continue. Continue. And feel the goodness of what it will lead to. I feel good about that. Thank you, James. And James, you came in at the tail end. Anyone who's new to my live, I come on twice a day whenever I feel inspired. However, if you miss the words that I have to deliver, because I come on for at least an hour twice a day, I then go and post it onto my YouTube, which is the same name, Hope is Speaking. So I post that as well as other things. But if you need some inspiration, some positivity, some beauty, you can always come and find me. You can find me on YouTube or on here. You're welcome, Kim. I'm glad you received what you needed. And that's what I'm about. I'm about positivity and uplifting. And I often speak of these things that I've learned, and that I've learned traveling the world and living abroad and learning other languages and leaving men in the countries that I found them in. But that's a whole nother talk. So that's what we do. We come, we laugh, we learn, we grow, we inspire, and we share. And that's what I seek to do. I believe this is my gift, to give back. And if I'm not giving it, then I'm not fully living. I gain a lot from this. This is my passion. This is my gift. This is what I truly live to do, to inspire, to take your mind away from the things that you're worried about, because that's a true blessing. That's a true miracle. That's a true manifestation. That's a true gift. That's true luck. When you have been worried about something and then you're laughing or enthralled or so in tune with what you're hearing that you're detached from that thought, that leaves space for something beautiful to come in. Thank you. Yeah, not waking up with someone's perception of you. Yeah, exactly. Greet them with the reality that you choose to create, because we're all creating our own reality. I often say this is my truth. It's not the truth. It is a truth. We all have truths. We all have truths. I don't know. I'm in a space in my life. I don't know. I don't grasp firmly onto thoughts. Like, I don't know. I've been too many spaces in the world and seen things done too many different ways for me to say this is the only way. There's other ways. I don't know. I'm open. I don't know. So, with that, thank you. I will go eat something because I think I've fasted most of the day. I usually do. And I will be back on later today. I will, as soon as this is available, I will post it onto my YouTube. And if you gain something, great. Add me or not. Check me out or not. Whatever works for you. But I will be back again for another inspired message. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. I always end with be the reflection of love that you are, because we are all infinite love. We come from infinite love. Thank you for the rose. Show up today. Show up. Show up. You're already going to show up anyway. Show up fully. You're welcome, James. You are so very welcome. Avec plaisir. Show up and make it look good, because I will. Okay, make it look good. And I feel even better than I look. I tell that to my mom and she goes, girl, hush. I feel even better than I look. So feel good in this day. Do something great for yourself. Even if that means drinking a glass of water. Do something great for yourself in this day, because you're worthy of it. You made it to this moment. You made it. Doesn't matter what happened. You made it today. Make it great. Because Hope did. So I love you. And I'll see you. Ciao.